morning. Happy Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining us for Wake Up Charlotte to Go. I'm Carolyn Brooke.
And I'm Ben Thompson. We'll get to the day's big news coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's get a check of the forecast because it's cold.
It is a cold morning out there. It's clear skies out there as we check your hour-by-hour forecast. By 10 this morning, we're in the upper 30s, 43 degrees right around lunchtime, and not much above the upper 40s for high temperatures. We should be in the mid-50s this time of the year. There you go, average size 55. We made it to 53 yesterday. Once again today, very, very chilly out there. High temperatures around our area, most part in the upper 40s. In the mountains, only in the mid-30s up there at that elevation. Check your 7-day forecast. Once again today, we're about 48 tomorrow morning, starting out in the mid to upper 20s. We're in the mid-50s for high temperatures. And starting Thursday for several days in a row, look for high temperatures in the afternoon in the low 60s with lots of sunshine at least into the early part of the weekend. And that is your first one forecast, Ben.
All right, now to look at today's top stories in your morning rush. Today, Charlotte-Mecklenburg school leaders will discuss making some changes to in-person learning.
Good Tuesday morning. Today, CMS will take a look at its in-person instruction, whether they want to change that plan, which is now on a hybrid, to sending kids home to study virtually. That meeting is later tonight, and we'll have complete details later on in the day.
Today, Governor Roy Cooper will give an update on the COVID-19 outbreak in North Carolina. His current executive order set to expire this Friday. The state health department says leaders are, in fact, considering further actions to help stop the spread of this virus. Governor Cooper expected to give more details at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
I'm Tracy Potts. The U.S. has seen 15 million cases of COVID-19. As of today, there's a vaccine summit at the White House today with the president and government experts talking about how they'll distribute and trying to convince Americans that the vaccine is safe. President-elect Biden not invited, and the two drug makers with vaccines declined invitations to today's summit. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers are still trying to work out a deal on COVID relief and plan to delay a government shutdown another week while they try to work out a deal.
Overnight, a woman in the UK becoming the first person in the world to receive Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine outside of clinical trials. The UK will roll out the vaccine at 50 hospitals today for people over 80 and healthcare workers. It's the first country to use the Pfizer vaccine.
Good morning, I'm Billie Jean Shaw. South Carolina is slated to receive 300,000 doses of the coronavirus vaccine once it is approved by the federal government. This morning, we're learning how the state plans to distribute that vaccine. They're actually planning to partner with federal entities across the state. That includes the state's 4 federal prisons, 6 military bases, Department of State, Veterans Health Administration, and lastly, the Indian Health Services, which includes the Catawba Nation right here in York County.
So plans are underway of how the vaccine will be distributed across the Carolinas. As you just heard, the first woman in the UK receiving her dose of the vaccine this morning. So doses of the vaccine headed our way as well. We're talking about 85,000 vaccines that are expected to be in our area as early as next week. 3 hospitals specifically in our area will be the first to get them, and that does include Catawba Valley Medical Center and Atrium Health here in Charlotte. We are tracking mixed reviews on who would get it when it comes out first. A Pew Research Center poll found 39% of people say they would not get the vaccine right away. We did see pretty mixed reviews and reaction to all of this from people here in Charlotte. Take a listen.
I just want to see, how it affects people.
I trust our medical professionals.
Those that are a bit skeptical are saying that it's really a mistrust over how quickly it's been put together. But for it to be approved by the FDA, the vaccine does have to be safe. So join the conversation. Maybe leave us a comment right here below in the comment section on if you would get this vaccine as early as next week if it was available to you. Guys, back to you.
In the meantime, time to connect the dots when we make the news make sense. We could be just days away from the first vaccine rolling out here in the Carolinas. And when it's your turn to get one, you may feel a little under the weather afterwards, but that's actually a good thing.
The COVID-19 vaccine will cause side effects for some folks, and that's normal. It's also a sign the vaccine is doing exactly what it's supposed to. Let's connect the dots. A vaccine teaches our immune system how to recognize and then fight off a virus. This process can actually cause a fever, headache, or fatigue. No, it does not mean you have the flu or even COVID-19. none of the vaccines contain active coronaviruses. Developing symptoms is a sign your immune system is working in overdrive. That's a good thing. It means your body is developing antibodies and building immunity, which is exactly what is supposed to happen. And that is connecting the dots.
Now to some stories to keep you and your family safe and sound today. Airbnb making some changes to keep people safe this New Year's Eve. So guests without a history of positive reviews will not be allowed to make a one-night reservation on December 31st. So a similar initiative was actually taken during Halloween. The whole thing is to prevent large gatherings and rentals during the pandemic. So it makes sense.
If you wear glasses, you know the struggle. They fog up while you're wearing a mask. Well, now one doctor has a tip to make sure it never happens again. Take a look at this. Dr. Daniel Hefferman posted this on Twitter. He says putting a Band-Aid over your nose will keep your glasses from fogging and also hold the mask up over your nose. He says he learned the trick in the OR, wanted to share to help save lives. So he's in the OR and he's crafting new ways to get by in this pandemic.
Bless him, right? Actually, we had Rod on Twitter telling us he uses Rain-X.
Yes, I saw that.
On his, so something you'd use on your car, on his glasses, and he says it works. I'm going to try it out. Thanks, Rod. Make sure you watch us each and every morning starting at 4:30 a.m. on Wake Up Charlotte.